Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with a review of the new KRS-One album titled I Am a MC. Are You One Too? Let's get to it. Alright, so KRS-One, the Blast Master, the teacher, is a legendary and iconic MC coming out of the South Bronx, the South Bronx. He has been consistently putting it down for 35 years in the rap game. Now, KRS-One's face belongs on the Mount Rushmore of golden era MCs from the 80s. And when you think about KRS-One, you probably think of the four elements that make up hip hop culture, all comprised into one person. At 56 years of age, he is still rapping at a very high level. Last year, he released the very solid Between the Protest project, and he is coming fresh off the heels of the Versus battle with Big Daddy Kane. But that brings us to his new album entitled I Am a MC. Are You One Too? It is his 24th studio album and 16th solo project. The only guest features are Sun One and G Simone, so he kept the features to a minimum like with his last album. I do believe the bulk of the beats were handled by Sun One and K Prime. It contains 14 tracks and lasts approximately 50 minutes. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. This thing kicks off with the beginning. It is a raw and no frills opening track where KRS-One spits nothing but fire for close to 3 minutes. No, the beat is skeletal but up-tempo. I can't say I loved the instrumental, but I did enjoy the hunger and enthusiasm that he brought to it. He states, I'm teaching with bars, spitting with bars. My youngins under 21 can't even get into these bars. So I don't blame them if they not seeing these bars. Cause when I hit them with my universe, all they seeing is stars. Yeah, as a whole, dope intro because of Chris's lyrical performance. Track 2, Raw Hip Hop, has a better instrumental that takes on a darker and grittier approach. Here, KRS-One is in storytelling mode. Class is incessant as the teacher paints a vivid picture of the origins of hip-hop. He takes you there to the park jams in the South Bronx during the warm summer nights of the 70s with back in 73 in the borough of Bronx. Man, you couldn't be weak. Man, you had to be smart. We was rocking the heartbeat, live in the park, gun spark in the dark. It was all just a part of the 80s Bronx scene that created the art. Altogether, it's a banger that honors the birthplace of hip hop, which is 1600 Sedgwick Ave in the Bronx. Pay homage, pay respect. Track 3, Crazy, is the single that KRS-One had released back in October around the time of the verse. On Crazy, KRS-One spazzes using a double time and triplet flow over a contemporary and bouncy beat that one could view as trap inspired. It's certainly more modern than anything he's been on recently, and it was refreshing. His ability to switch up flows to whatever speed with great breath control and vocal clarity is uncanny. At 56 years of age, KRS is rapping with more passion and intensity than some artists in their 20s, and I feel he gave us a 5 mic performance on Crazy. Then there's Can You Dance, which is an 80s inspired dance track set to a cheesy beat, although KRS does make the best of it somehow. As the true master of ceremonies, KRS highlights some of the classic hip-hop dances from the earlier years. It's a history lesson for those who were too young to remember dances like the Bismarck, the Humpty Dance, the WAP, the Dougie, the Cabbage Patch, and the Running Man. While the production is a bit cheap, KRS succeeds in reminding us that dance is an integral part of hip-hop culture, and this one is for the B-boys and B-girls out there. The following track, Achieving Levels, has a murky and mid-tempo boom-bap beat that closely resembles his mid-90s style of production. It's a solid instrumental for KRS to drop his flawless, hard rhymes over as he raps. Knowledge reigns supreme. KRS is how I'm spelling it. The top 1 of the top 5, and that's the end of it. Also, Health, love, awareness, and wealth. That's the recipe. I'm 50 and 20-year-olds can't match the energy on stage. I'm in a rage. Yeah, it's like 10 of me. And man, he's not lying as Chris is rapping like he still has a point to prove. After this is the highlight, Knock 'Em Out, which had been released as a single back in November of 2021. He had also performed this at the Versus. This has a punchy and bass heavy beat from Sun One with the cool, slick Rick vocal sample. Knock 'em out the box, Chris. Knock 'em out, Chris. Here, KRS-One delivers conscious lyrics with urgency over a dope beat, and he cleverly mixes in knowledge and culture with the braggadocio. There are thoughtful gems like do not let technology run off with your humanity, and no, I do not think of myself. I think of these future kids. Everything we do today will determine how they live. Overall, I consider it to be one of the best songs from the project, hands down. We get a change in pace sonically with Club Rippa. Now it's still raw boom bap, but the melodic synths make for a smoother listen. On this one, KRS gets the party live while mixing in some patois, and I feel this track was screaming for a Mad Lion feature. All in all, I do consider it to be one of the standouts as I enjoy Chris's energy, the soundboy vibes, and the wavier production. Now, after the aggressive tracks thus far, I feel that after Club Rippa, this project could have benefited from a slower tempo mellow track, maybe something sonically along the lines of the song Hold from his 1995 album as a break before jumping into the higher energy ones. But no, we don't get that, unfortunately. The next song, Wet It Up, has a substandard instrumental, but another strong performance from KRS, who bodies the beat while using a double time flow, and he is so skilled at making the best out of generic production. The following track, Innocent, featuring Sun One, finds KRS dropping knowledge over slow, deliberate drums and a keyboard riff. Sun One sets it off with a verse that wasn't bad, but KRS easily stole the show with his thought-provoking and politically charged raps. He calls out the system of white supremacy and exposes the dangerous mentality of folks like Derek Chauvin. But it is on the title track where KRS breaks down the meaning of the album name, and it serves as a message to all the MCs to keep their skills tight as the future of this hip-hop shit depends on them. This has a simple but effective backdrop. It wasn't too interesting, but Chris made it work. Track 11, Drop Another Break, offers a head nodding beat from K Prime, and KRS continues in lyrical spasmo, dropping an array of slick metaphors and witty punchlines. He exposes the whack and ignorant rappers who willfully choose to ignore the elements of the culture. They're not writing anymore, they're not breaking anymore, they're not painting anymore. It's KRS giving us 3 minutes of hardcore MCing over an okay beat. Now, track 12, Nothing to Say, is set to a smoother, multi-layered instrumental. The groovy bells pop, and KRS's sing-song hook is catchy enough. He's dropping more knowledge and uplifting content while exposing the industry traders and culture vultures, and these themes do get slightly repetitive by this point, but his message is positive and delivered with such conviction that I can't be mad at it. The second to last track, Have to Wait, contains a busier keyboard instrumental courtesy of DJ Static. On this, KRS is rapping his ass off, providing hungry battle rap bars. Sun One has a verse at the end that wasn't bad, but I don't really love his voice, respectfully. Then the album wraps up with Think Bigger. It's built around a jazzy soundscape. The horn riff and the piano make it one of the smoother and classier instrumentals. Also, the sleek R&B vocals from G Simone do not disappoint. With this record, KRS is providing the youth with mature OG talk. You know, he's speaking the truth to the young black youth without misleading them. Overall, I give this project a rating of a strong 3.5 mics. I feel the lyricism was between a 4 and a 5, while the production was around a 2 to 2.5. So that balances out for me to be a strong 3.5 mics, but I wouldn't be mad if someone had this at 4 mics. Now, I've expressed throughout that I didn't love the production as a whole. It was serviceable for the most part, but nothing that was suitable for a rap icon of KRS's stature. I am aware that he's an independent artist who releases projects with zero promotion, so it may have been a challenge for him to secure beats from some of the hottest producers on the underground scene. But the thing is, I don't think KRS really gives a damn about a beat these days. He just seems happy to be rapping over, whatever he can get his hands on, since his love for emceeing, the sport of rapping, is so strong. That being said, there were some beats that I didn't mind, like the instrumentals for Crazy, Knock 'Em Out, Raw Hip Hop, Club Rippa, and Think Bigger. Despite my gripes with the Sonics, this project is lyrically fire. His flow, delivery, charisma, wit, and bars are all top notch. If you are a KRS fan, I highly recommend you check this out, as it's one of his best projects in years. I do like this one a little more than last year's Between the Protests. My favorite tracks include Raw Hip Hop, Crazy, Achieving the Levels, Knock 'Em Out, Club Rippa, and Think Bigger. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section below. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. KRS-One, I am a MC. Are you one too? One.